What is up, everyone? How's everyone doing today? Good morning. I know it's probably afternoon in some parts of the world, but it's still morning here, so yeah. What's up, Wicked Widget? Whoop whoop, good morning. Much Wicked Clown love. What are you up to today? You're good? That's good. I'm okay, but I'm still pretty good. It's really nice out, so I took that opportunity to go for a walk. It's really nice out today. You got a bunch of snow? Well, snow is good. At least in Colorado, getting snow is good. Because if we don't get enough snow here, that means a more dry summer, and then we get more wildfires in the summer, and then when all those wildfires happen, it's harder to breathe. So in Colorado, getting snow is good. I mean, getting snow in general everywhere is good, because then if you get more snow, that means you're not going to get a dry summer, which is good. Because the last thing you want is a very dry winter. Shit. I mean, we are. It's hard getting on and off the top of the mountain where I'm at. Like, I'm backwoods deep, almost at the top of the mountain. Ah, gotcha. Yeah. At least it's still a pretty peaceful life, though. You don't have to really worry about the city that much. At least you got the calming, peaceful, relaxing life. That's the kind of life I want. Whoop whoop, what's up, Charles? How are you doing? Yeah, I want to get a property up in the mountains here. I mean, I'm near the mountains, but I'm not in the mountains. Oh, boy. Just another day at work, right? Isn't it a manic Monday? Okay. I bet it's a nice property, though. Whoop whoop, what's up, Strange? How you doing? The JCW shows this past weekend looked like they were really dope. All three were amazing, no spoilers. Yeah, I don't want spoilers. I don't want them. I like to wait till the new episodes drop. Don't think we have a guest booked for this Wednesday for the podcast. I don't know. They haven't gotten back to me. They probably just got busy. So I'll just wait. They were Nonstop Chaos, and the last one was the big one. Nice. Nice. Heck yeah. What's up? Whoop whoop. Oh yeah. Yes, Grand Rising. That word is now part of my vocabulary. Yeah, it's really nice out. I went for my walk. That's good. Another thing that me and my mom use now in our vocabulary, instead of saying talk to you later, me and my mom now say talk at you later. My mom says that a lot, and now I've started saying it. Yeah, that's cool. I still would love to get Jay on the Hours of Chaos podcast. Someday. Yeah, we are basically, when you look at it, we're all products of our parents, basically. We're basically like the combination of our parents, basically. A lot of us are. Like a lot of us, like me, I inherit a lot of positive traits from my parents. Like, I take all the positive traits that my parents have had, and I incorporate that into me, basically. They did bone and make us, so yeah, so basically, it's true. That is very true. Whoop. Or as my grandpa used to say, how they used to say during his time, they would say whoopee time. That's what my grandpa would say. That's what they called it when he was growing up, and in his generation, they would call it whoopee time. Whoopee time. We were watching JCW alongside Team MJ. Nice. Yeah, I wish I was there too, but I'm glad I went to the JCW show that was here in Denver. Yeah, they called it making whoopee. Yep. My grandpa used to tell me that. Rest in peace to Grandpa Chaos. Thank you also to his service as well. He was a World War II vet. And then my other grandpa was a Korean War vet. My mom's dad. My dad's dad served in World War II, and my mom's dad served in Korea. What up, Relic? Right? It's hard to believe that the 70s and 80s are now considered golden oldies now, right? Yeah, the newlywed game. Me and my grandma used to watch that. We'd watch reruns of that because my grandma would watch a lot of Game Show Network, so she would watch a lot of rerun episodes of old game shows, and me and her would watch that together. That was one of them. Well, thank you for y'all's service. You were stationed in Korea in 2001. Yeah, I'd love to get. But yeah, I don't know if I have a guest Wednesday, but I'll check again. Maybe the person that I did book, I think they forgot. So I'll have to hit them up, or I'll wait to hear back from them. Yeah, that's how, if anyone's wondering how I book my show, the way I book my guests is I like to try to book my guests ahead of time, because if I don't book my guests ahead of time, I go crazy. And I hate waiting till the last minute. So when I book guests, I like to book them ahead of time. So just so anyone knows, if anyone ever knows anyone who wants to be on the show or wants to be on the Hours of Chaos podcast for an interview, just know I book ahead of time. I try to do that because it's a lot easier. Because I know some of my guests do have other jobs, some of them, so that way they can let their other job know, hey, I need this Wednesday off. Military police. Shit. Yeah, my grandpa was 16 or 17 when he was in Korea. He lied about his age, though. And the reason why, because when he dropped out of school, his parents told him, I don't care what you do, just do something with your life, get a job. So he joined the army. But back during the 50s, during the Korean War, a lot of people lied about their age. Koreans can make you anything and everything. Hey, Korean women are beautiful. Speaking of that, I need to watch the last season of Squid Game. Don't anyone spoil it for me. I need to watch the final season of that. Yeah, K-pop is awesome. I love K-pop. I'll have to check that name out. To check those out. He was in school for 74 Charlie. Yeah, I don't know where my grandpa was. I just know he served in the Korean War in the 50s. Like my mom said, he never really talked about it that much, I guess. But now when I watch documentaries on the Korean War, I can see why my grandpa probably never talked about it that much, because it was very fucked up what happened a lot during that war. A lot of people don't know it was a proxy war. It was a smaller war and a larger scale war, basically. That's what a proxy war is. Now, when you guys are saying you were stationed in Korea, were you like stationed in South Korea, or were you stationed in North Korea, or were you stationed in South Korea, where the border between South and North Korea is? South. That's what I figured. I was like, because don't they not love Americans in North Korea? That's what I figured. I know whenever people usually are stationed in Korea, it's always south. Yeah, you can't go north, but you have to keep an eye on the north on their every move to see what they're up to. Yeah, it's very rare that Americans can get into North Korea. It's very rare indeed. There's a documentary called Inside North Korea. It's crazy. Shit is crazy. Like, there's literally a part in where there's like no fence in the border, and there's literally South Korean and American troops and North Korean troops standing this close to each other to see who makes the first move. That is crazy. Oh yeah, I watched the documentary about that WCW show. Yeah, I watched that documentary on Dark Side of the Ring. But you read the stuff that North Korea does, it's scary and sad. Anywho. Yeah. I think there's supposed to be a new season of Dark Side of the Ring coming out pretty soon. I hope so. What's up, Weird Bob? I'll try to tune in. I'll tune in even if I don't talk much in the chat, but I'll try to tune in. Usually around that time when y'all are live is when I'm like eating dinner, or I'm out grocery shopping and working on other stuff, but I'll definitely tune in. Try to tune in when I can. I always show support to the homies. Hey, what's up, Live Style? Good to see you in here. You work overnight, mainly sleep in the afternoon, so I don't see much live. Right, and I don't expect people to always see my stuff live. Like, I've even had people like, yeah, exactly what I was just gonna say, Relic. People, if I'm not able to catch everything live, I at least watch the replay, and then I comment, letting people know that, hey, I may not have been able to watch the live, but I'm watching the replay right now. Because I don't know who said that people don't watch replays. That's not true. People watch replays. I'm one of those people that if I'm not able to catch stuff live, I watch the replay. How are you doing, Live Style? Morning coffee with grannies usually. Yeah. I try to get up early to tune into that. I mean, Oklahoma is like an hour ahead of me, so I try to get up around that time. I mean, I get up pretty early. I'm usually up between 8 and 9, usually, my time. Oh, that's one of my favorite cereals. That's one of my favorite cereals. And they're about to smoke a bowl. Yep, wake and bake. Before I went live, I was just snacking on a Rice Krispie treat. I'm just chilling. I'm all right. Liv, I'm all right. The weather's really nice. I went for a walk. I'll probably go for another one later. Still looks pretty nice out today. Yeah, it's like 54 out, so that's nice. I met Cheese House, Jane Doe, Taffy, and Darby O'Trill at the House of Blues recently. Hell yeah. You know ICP's coming to the House of Blues, right? You should try to go to that show, Relic, because ICP is coming to the House of Blues. So, why is Darby not booked for Juggalo Weekend? Does anyone have the answer to that? EC? Yeah, I am in Colorado. Correct. Correcto. It's on a Wednesday? Damn. Well, tell your job you want off. Tell them it's important. Are 100 each? Shit. When I went to the ICP show here recently last year, it was, I think, only 40 per ticket. What I wonder if the venue is why there's different prices. I think it's the venues that make that choice. I don't know how that works. If anyone's worked like music stuff or venue stuff, can anyone confirm that? Is it the artists who come up with the prices, or is it the venue who comes up with the ticket prices? From what I heard, I think it's the venues, but I don't know. Yeah, what I'm wondering is, did the venue choose that $100? Both. Okay, there you guys go. Strange has confirmed that. It's usually both. Okay, there you go. There you go. Thank you for confirming that. Oh, yeah. Probably. That's probably why. Also, they're probably charging extra for cleanup. That could be why. That could be why. And like I said, I've learned it just depends on the venue. Because I think when I went to the ICP show here in Denver last year, it was only, I think, 50, 40 some, 30 some bucks. But the show sold out, which was nice. So it was like, I gotta work anyways, but ouch. I can't afford chicken hunting. I would like them to do, since now the second deck has concluded, I would like them to do a tour for the second deck. I think they should do a tour for the whole first deck, for the first deck, and then they should do a tour for the second deck. Or maybe have that be a set one of these days at the gathering or a juggle weekend. Have a first deck night and then a second night, have it called second deck night or something. I think that'd be dope. Because I want to hear I'm Still Breathing live. I could just picture how dope that song would sound live, especially with a live band. And ICP has had live instrumentation with some of their sets when I've seen them. Like when I seen them in 2010 and 11 or 12, they actually, with a lot of the live guitars on some of their songs, they actually had Legs Diamond and Mikey Clark come out on stage and play live guitars during songs. Like when they would perform Chicken Hunting, they would have Mikey Clark and Legs Diamond come out and play the live guitars while they were performing the song, because both of them know how to play the guitar, which is dope. Yeah. I hope a lot of y'all come to Death by Denver in April. Pikes Peak. You've driven to a town near Pikes Peak before, took the train up it? Nice. Oh yeah, I know all about Pikes Peak. I mean, I'm from Colorado. Of course I know about Pikes Peak, obviously. I'm only 3 hours away from Aspen. Train ride was 3 hours long. Nice. I'd love to take a train up in the mountains more. They say taking the train in Colorado, especially when you're going up in the mountains and the plains, it's very nice. I'd like to take a train across country one of these days. Oh yeah. Yes, there is. We do got some good Mexican food in Colorado. That's a fact. Yes, we do. Like I said, this part of the country, we have good Mexican food. Like the states that have some of the best Mexican food I've noticed are Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, Wyoming, Texas, and stuff. But there is a good Mexican spot in Mexican Town in Detroit. There's a very good Mexican spot, and y'all know the Mexican spot that I'm talking about. ICP's referenced it many times in their music, and I've tried that Mexican restaurant in Detroit, and it is so good. Especially their enchiladas. Yeah, Florida's got pretty good Mexican food too. California's got good Mexican food too. Even California's got great Mexican food. See, Frankie thinks there's not good Mexican food in Colorado, and I asked Frankie Goldie, I'm like, well, what Mexican spot did you eat in Colorado that wasn't good? Because a lot of the Mexican spots I love in Colorado are like local family owned ones. Yeah, there's a lot of good food trucks here in Colorado. There's a lot of good street taco places here in Denver too. So see, Liv knows what place I'm talking about. Yeah, Michigan does have good Mexican food, especially if you go to Mexican Town in Detroit. There's, like I said, I've been to the place that ICP mentions a lot in their music, and all I gotta say is that place has some of the best cheese enchiladas. Oh my God. There's actually some pictures of me in Mexican Town in Detroit. Yeah, I went to Detroit in 2021 because I went there for Hallowicked. And then just so happened that same weekend, Tech Nine was in town. So then we saw Tech Nine, Ritz, and King ISO. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I think there's a Ponchos in, I don't know if it's owned by the same people, but when I would go to Wyoming, there was a Ponchos there. I don't know if it's the same Ponchos you're talking about, Relic, but in Wyoming, there's a really good Mexican restaurant called Ponchos, and it's really good. It's one of those few Mexican restaurants that's like open 24 hours a day. They're open 24/7. Was it a buffet? No. It was just like a restaurant where you can eat there or you go through the drive-through and order. It was one of those kind of Mexican restaurants, so it's probably a different one. But yeah, I would go there a lot when I would go to Wyoming. And it was a really good Mexican restaurant. But no, it wasn't a buffet. It was open 24 hours. Like I said, you could either go eat in there or go through. They had a drive through that you could go to or drive in. I always get those two confused. I hate when I freaking do that. Anywho. Yeah, Mexican food. I love Mexican food. I just absolutely love it. Right? But sometimes eating spicy food probably late at night is probably not the best idea for your stomach. Eating some spicy food like at 1 or 2 in the morning is probably not the best idea. What new music is out recently? Yeah, Luigi dropped a new single. Let's see. I'm trying to think what else there is. I mean, I love spicy, but I can't handle very spicy. I can... Sorry. I can handle spicy, but I can't handle spicy to where it starts to affect my chest and it overpowers the food I'm eating. Like, I like spicy where it adds flavor, but if it's hurting my chest or I'm sweating, I can't. I like spicy, but I don't like ultra spicy. I like spicy to where it just adds flavor. And yeah, I'm the same way, Liv. I can handle spicy, but I can't have too much spicy. Like when I eat my buffalo wings, I like to be able to taste the chicken that I'm eating. I don't just want to taste like I'm eating just sauce. I want to be able to taste the chicken and the sauce, not just the sauce. Because if I'm eating too hot of buffalo wings, it feels like I'm just eating sauce and not chicken. When I gotta be careful because of too spicy, Live, because heart problems run in my family, so I have to be careful. Especially now in my age, I gotta be careful. Yeah, I think Bone Thugs has dropped a few singles off their up and coming album Relic. So if you're wondering about new music, Bone Thugs have dropped a few singles off their up and coming album that they're working on. Shout to Bone Thugs, one of my favorite groups of all time. Me too. How old am I? I'm 35. I'll be 36 this year. I know, I don't look my age. I get that a lot. Go ahead and say it, Liv. I know. Go ahead and say it. Thank you. I know. I don't look my age. I know. I get that a lot. Trust me. I get it a lot. So let it out. Everyone let it out. Come on. Well, that's why you and me know a lot of stuff, Liv, because we're both close in age. That's why. But yeah, I get told I don't look my age a lot. And I take that as a compliment, I guess. Everyone's like, you don't look your age. Everyone's like, you're really going to be 36? I could have swore you were at least in your mid-20s. I'm like, yeah, I get that a lot. Ugh. Oh, yeah. What are some albums that, since we're talking about music in the chat, what is some albums that were supposed to come out that y'all would have really loved to hear? Like, because there was talk of like albums coming out, but then they never ended up happening. What are some albums that you guys, any album or artist or group you can think of that was supposed to put out an album or a project but never came out that you wish came out? One of them off the top of the bat for me is I wish we got that Doomstarks collab album that we were hearing about for years. And for those that don't know, the Doomstarks project, it was going to be a collaborative album between MF Doom and Ghostface Killah of Wu-Tang Clan. That's definitely one I wish we would have got to see. Rest in peace, MF Doom. One of the greatest. A disco. Oh, really? A disco album. I should do a cover album. That's what I'm thinking of doing. I want to do a cover album. I think that'd be, but I'd want to do it just for fun. But I also want to cover songs that have like very meaningful to me. Oh, really? Too much like Clockworky. Oh yeah, I love some disco. Staying alive, staying alive. I mean, a lot of people don't realize that hip hop is basically like modern day jazz, blues, and disco when you look at it. Especially, they say hip hop is like modern day disco to a degree when you look at it. I mean, hip hop did start in the 70s, around the time disco was around, so there you go. Oh, there's always gonna be good. Yeah, when you look at it, even when you watch hip hop documentaries, they've said that hip hop was basically, it picked up where disco left off and it became like modern disco. They just added a few different things to it. Damn, someone here in the chat is mad. I mean, that's your opinion. Oh, yeah. I remember when they were just playing like the parking lot parties at the gathering, and when they would play like the third stage at the gathering. I remember those days when they would do that, like before they got really big. I remember that. I mean, a lot of early hip hop, even hip hop now, samples disco music. Like the whole premise of hip hop music, people don't realize, is it samples old music. So that's and that's something that hip hop started, was sampling old music. But now any type of genre of music will sample. But that all started through hip hop. A lot of people don't realize that. What's up, Lotus? And a lot of people don't realize hip hop is not just music, it's culture. It's a culture, it's a movement. The music is just like the soundtrack for the culture and the movement. And there's different styles of it, just like punk. Punk rock, there's music, but the music is the soundtrack to culture and a movement. And the punk culture and hip hop culture can go hand in hand very well when you look at it. You're caught up in a massive blizzard. Well, y'all be safe, Lotus. And there's really good new music out there. I've always been telling people, like, every time I'll get compliments from people saying, oh, there's no good music out there still. Yeah, there is. You just got to look for it. Don't let it come to you. Go look for it. That's what I do. I've found some really good, like I said, I've found some really good hip hop that I never even heard of. That's current. That's really good. And I've even found hip hop from other countries that sounds really good, and just music in general. You too, Liv. You're always welcome here. It's always good to see you in here. Always love seeing you in here. Rigid Bites, Jane Doe, and Strife. Yep. Those are the peeps. Those are the peeps. You You guys can't even open your doors? Damn, that's how crazy the blizzard is? Shit. Lardy B is gorgeous, too. She is a beautiful woman. She is a beautiful woman. I'd love to get her on the show, too. She's definitely someone I want to get on the show. She's a very beautiful woman. And she's talented. Very talented. I'd love to see her live, too. I've never seen her live before. I've wanted to. That probably would not happen. But I don't know. I don't know if she would, but I think maybe she would. I don't know. Yeah. Lardy B is gorgeous. She's a beautiful woman. I'll probably, after this for a little bit, I'll probably go stretch and meditate a little bit. Yeah, I probably am going to go get off for a little bit. Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for coming to chill with me on this Monday. And yeah, love and appreciate y'all. Whoop, whoop. Again, Hours of Chaos podcast is now on Wednesdays. I don't think we have a guest booked, but we're still going to do the show, obviously. So everyone have a good day or night. Later, y'all. Whoop, whoop. Don Chaos signing out. Love y'all.